Tsai Ing-wen has been elected Taiwan's first female president. Ms. Tsai, 59, leads the Democratic Progressive Party, DPP, that wants independence from China. In her victory speech, she vowed to preserve the status quo in relations with China, adding Beijing must respect Taiwan's democracy and both sides must ensure there are no provocations. China sees the island as a breakaway province, which it has threatened to take back by force if necessary. In her speech, Ms. Tsai hailed a new era in Taiwan and pledged to cooperate with other political parties on major issues. The will of the Taiwanese people would be the basis for relations with China, Ms. Tsai said. I also want to emphasize that both sides of the Taiwanese Strait have a responsibility to find mutually acceptable means of interaction that are based on dignity and reciprocity. We must ensure that no provocations or accidents take place, Ms. Tsai said, warning that any forms of suppression will harm the stability of cross-strait relations. She thanked the US and Japan for their support and vowed Taiwan would contribute to peace and stability in the region. Ms. Tsai had a commanding lead in the vote count when Eric Chu of the ruling Kuomintang, KMT, admitted defeat. Mr. Chu congratulated Tsai Ing-wen and announced he was quitting as KMT head. Taiwan's Premier Mao Chi-kuo also resigned. She became chairwoman of the DPP in 2008, after it saw a string of corruption scandals. She lost a presidential bid in 2012 but has subsequently led the party to regional election victories. She has won increased support from the public partly because of widespread dissatisfaction over the KMT and President Ma Ying-jeou's handling of the economy and widening wealth gap. Eric Chu, 54, is the mayor of New Taipei City and stepped up to become chairman of the party in October. The KMT is at risk of losing its majority in the legislature for the first time in history. The former accounting professor was seen as popular with young people in the party, but had been unable to change public opinion that is increasingly unhappy with the party's friendly stance towards China and the island's economic travails. In 2014, hundreds of students occupied the parliament in the largest show of anti-Chinese sentiment on the island for years. Labeled the Sunflower Movement, protesters demanded more transparency in trade pacts negotiated with China. Taiwan for all practical purposes been independent since the end of the Chinese Civil War in 1949, when the defeated nationalist government fled to the island as the Communists, under Mao Zedong, swept to power.